It's Monday afternoon. I am on my way to Weslaco. Gonna get my oil changed. I'm gonna be talking to a couple people about our business. But with this whole virtual way of doing things, with the Zoom meetings, different workshops, 7 steps, our regular meetings, but also since they started posting like from the G20 and also like a new video on the Israel trip, right? It's feeding into my mind. Getting epiphanies are popping quicker. Okay, and it's like that's the new meeting mentality. Those nuggets are gonna start popping, right? So as of today, I started thinking about, I've been having enough activity. The people that I'm looking for somebody who's aggressive, after it, right? And then so I'm calling people that I know or knew that had those attributes, right? They're all about my age, and you know what? They've got their businesses, they've got their SEP IRAs funded, they've been saving their money, right? And I'm like, okay, they've got their advisors, they're kind of guarded when it comes to, letting me, talk to them about doing anything with me. But also, they're not so much interested in our business. They like the cause, they like the financial education, right? And it got me that, you know what? I need to hit these guys up. Who do they know that's like them? Or that was like them back when we knew each other, right? Back when I was in the Navy and I was getting ready to go to SEAL training, or I was in the SEAL teams, and it's when I ran into these guys, right? And they, somebody who's a hotshot, maybe it's their kid or nephew or niece or something, right? And I need to go and tell them, this is what I'm after, right? I'm tapping into that human mutual fund. Okay, trying to get that going. So that was one thing, and then the other thing was, I had this anthropology like wrecking my brain. What is it about the why aren't we having more Hispanics here in the valley, right? And so I'm talking to this Navy SEAL buddy of mine who's also an anthropologist, and I was telling him about, I'm in the office in Edinburgh when we could meet, and there's 11 Asian women and me, and I'm like, where are the Mexicans, right? And he's saying, okay, so putting the Asians and the Mexicans together is like oil and water. So they're both very patriarchal demographic. They want to please the leader or the boss. Okay, so now I see that every time we do a Titan call or a builder's call. Everybody's like, throwing all kinds of praise up at Schwan Win, and and it's like, and so this somebody who knows a lot about cultural interaction. She's here in the valley, Luisa Montalvo. You should look her up on YouTube. And she said, in the Mexican culture, and she had a word for it, I'm trying to find it, but people that suck up or brown nose, right? And I know that's not going to come across real well, right? But, she says, so I'm just thinking, okay, when they see that on, happening, and I don't ever, it just, makes the hair in the back of my neck stand up, thinking that I'm going to be bringing somebody to a meeting and they're going to get turned off, all right? Or I'm going to be, turn them on a Zoom meeting and they're going to get turned off. So something I can't have no control over, right? Which may have been why Bernadette Kim told me to start doing my own Zoom meetings. But I'm like, okay, it's putting out the right expectation up front. That's what all good leadership is about. And when I explain, to my Hispanic, Mexican American teammates that that's the Asian culture. That's how they are, right? And we got to be strong enough. You got to be strong enough, right, to be a good enough leader to let our Valley team made up of Latinos, let them know that happens, and we've got to, recognize that and work with it. Okay, we don't have to be like that, right? We don't, but we just gotta take it where it comes from. Okay, understand where it's coming from. It's cultural, which I didn't know until like last week. But a strong, machismo Latino guy is gonna get it, or woman, right? I'm going to go talk to a lady I know. She was in the Marine Corps. She worked at Hooters for a while. Now she's selling cars, right? And I'm going to go talk to her. And she's got like personality that's just, she's like vivacious. She's a force to be reckoned with. She's got energy, and I'm excited to talk to her. I'm going to tell her what I do, and what I do can help. She gets somebody comes in there, that's, fits our profile, right? Maybe somebody needs some help, right? Or maybe, somebody's got, right now, if you have a lot of money, you're not comfortable. So, gonna talk to her about that. But I'm gonna, that in addressing how the majority in WSB are there, and that's their culture, and it's a respectful thing. When I was boxing for Roy Jones Sr., I was in the military, and you got conditions to say yes sir, and I would say, he'd tell me something, I'd say yes sir, and he says, he didn't like to be called a sir, and I had to tell him, hey, that's an expression of respect. That's why I call you sir. All right, and from that point on, he had no problem with me calling him sir. All right, and so that's what I'm talking about. When there's that miss because of a cultural difference, you just have to put it out there. It's like everything. Put out the expectations, and they can determine right then and there whether they want to live up to it or not. Okay, and it's the same thing. This is how they are. The majority of them in this business are Asian, and they're onto something. Maybe we ought to follow suit. But this is how they do things, and don't get offended. There's no reason to get offended because they do that. Even though in the Hispanic culture here in the Valley, you don't want to be appearing to suck up. All right, that's it for today.